Here we are at Techwise main centre in St Julian's. Great facility, got gas mixing, all the things that you could possibly need, charging stations, repair stations. Here we are on Galaxy Charters, dive boat skippered by Kevin Vella. Divewise are assisting here, getting me kitted up, getting my bail cylinders fitted, and what you can't see a bit later is I've also got a scooter as well as my video camera, so there's quite a bit to handle. Luckily conditions are looking really good. This is a check dive. We're just getting everything sorted out. First dive is the Imperial Eagle, which was a ferry scuttled in 1999. Just off Quora Point. I'm not sure I pronounced that correctly, but as you can see, it's in fair condition, but the last 26 years have had their ravages of it, but there's still plenty to have a look at and get in and see. We're all just here on this dive, 40 metres as a checkout dive. The trip is a 70 metre mod 2 kind of level, and it's important to make sure all the kit's right, all the weighting is correct, we're wearing the right amount of thermal protection, and everything feels good before we go ploughing into 70 metres. Just swimming down the companionways here, which is always a pleasant thing to do. A few fish around. See the prop on the Imperial Eagle there, there's two of them. Just looking at the port side at the moment, and that's the starboard. Not many large fish around. Didn't really see many large fish on the deeper wrecks, but saw a couple of morays and various types of eel. Here's Paul trying to stare me out. It's winch gear, I think, at the bow. And then just about 30 metres off the bow of the Imperial Eagle is a quite large statue. It's got to be 5 or 6 metres tall, of Jesus, which is not something you expect to see in 30 metres of water. Yeah, I can literally say I found Jesus. Next wreck that we did as a check dive, again, it's about in the 40 metre range, the Hellespont. It's a paddle steamer. The paddles have been removed. You'll see the shafts there on the right, where the paddles would have been fitted. Quite substantial bits of engineering. It would have had a steam engine in the middle, which I guess is sort of in that buried area. But again, quite a nice check dive, plenty of light, good viz, the kind of diving that you expect to see in Malta. I think we're looking there at a boiler, and some of the guys have just found something which appears to be one of the either maker's plates or of some kind of plate that was maybe a foot plate. Just inspecting there in the large hole on the port side there. Again, this is the spindle for the paddle wheel. A few bits of presumably steam valves of some description. That might well have been a wheel there. You can see where the spokes may have been fitted. If they were made of wood, they would have rotted away by now. So we've all had a nice sort of swim up and down here. Just looking at the rudder there. And then just wondering why there's no prop. and then realising it's a paddle steamer. Little eel there just poking his head out. And a few predatory fish there. So now to the main diving. HMS Southwold sank after hitting a mine in 1942. The explosion was quite ferocious because I think the magazine or the ammunition inside got lit up and blew the ship in half. So you actually dive it in 2 separate dives. The bow section is about 300 metres away. But there's lots of ordnance on the wreck. You'll see various guns as we swim through. I'm enjoying the realms of having a scooter here, so it's just decided to do a bit of a tour around the outside of the wreck, and just get plenty of footage in this great visibility. It's interesting how nature takes something as serious as a gun and then coats it in various rainbow coloured corals and takes it back. Just looking at the broken area of the remains, hard to discern what is what here really. It's obviously quite a ferocious explosion has happened. And the ravages of time. It was sunk in 42, so it's been down there sort of 65 years or so. And there we see a diver with a diver propulsion vehicle, DPV. Back up here looking at the gun. There's lots of little fish hanging around. Swimming around the structure there is obviously it's looking fairly weak these days, but it looked reasonable for a swim through, so decided to have a little peek in, being very, very careful not to touch anything, remembering this is a grave. And as we swim through here, you'll see some various artifacts on the bottom, which were left exactly where they were and not touched. The porthole there, and I think a porthole cover a bit further away. Or another porthole. Interesting to see how much the wreck's at depth, because they're pretty much left to their own devices, probably fished quite a lot less. Lots of life growing on there, mostly small fish hanging around, but I dare say there are larger ones lurking around but staying out of view. So it's great fun whizzing up and down on the DPVs. We rented those from Techwise. quite reasonable to rent. I think about €30 a day, something like that. They provide them to you all charged up, and loads of fun. Yeah, moving up the wreckage, it's quite hard to really see what you're looking at here. It's quite a twisted mess. Coming around here to the really lovely decorated area of the stern section, which has got some quite intact structures in there as well, and there's some lovely colour there. Great wreck to dive. See, Fran's just signalled that she's going up and ending a dive. We're not far behind. Here I'm doing a bit of a test on a torch, which is the ZD710 Mark II, which is quite innovative, focusable, standalone dive torch. It's probably about 1500 lumens or thereabouts. We're here at 70 meters. It focuses to probably 1 degree. I mean, you can see there that there's a complete hotspot there that is shining onto wreckage 30-40 meters away, but then it's adjustable to about 65-70 degrees. I wouldn't use it as a video light, but I would say it's the kind of light you could give to a diver to illuminate a subject and then take a photograph of the diver illuminating the subject, which is quite an effective technique these days, either photograph or video, because the diver can light up the item and then you don't get all the backscatter problems that you get from trying to take a photo of something remotely. Here all the divers are on, we're diving a lazy shot system with a detachable trapeze, so we've all got probably an hour of deco there, or more. Some had an hour and a half. Here we are back on the boat. Again, I'm being helped by the Divewise or Techwise staff, doing a great job getting me up and out my chair. Knees are struggling these days, and yeah, now we're diving the S31 Schnellboot, which again is a 70-metre wreck, sank in 1942. That also hit a mine. I think the area must have been very heavily mined. And was quite a hotbed during World War II of aggressive actions. You can see there the wrecks again destroyed in the middle of it, but quite an interesting wreck. Lots of little things to see, little ham wheels and various fittings and things are still on her. The Schnellboot was a 2 torpedo tube boat. It's capable of 40 odd knots, so it was a fast sort of delivery boat, an attack boat, able to deliver torpedoes very, very quickly, and they were quite effective. Here you can see one of the torpedo tubes has broken away from the from the side of the boat. Obviously, either corrosion and degradation of the wreck, or in the initial explosion. The other torpedo tube we'll see in a bit is on the other side of the boat, and if you look closely, there's still a torpedo in it. Some engineering gear there for adjustment, not quite sure what that is, probably some kind of sighting. But here we're seeing the starboard side prop, partially buried. The prop on the port side is all but buried, but I think you can just about see, just behind the rudder there, you see the rudder in the right hand side, you can just see the top of one of the fins of the prop, but it's well buried. I'm surprised how far sort of on the corners, if you like, of the boat the props are. I presume that improved manoeuvrability. Here we have nature taking the wreck back. It's surprising how much the wrecks end up as a haven for life. A lot of non-divers think they're terrible polluters, and yes, if the fuel tanks contain oil and various other chemicals, then it's obviously not good. But these wrecks create a safe space for fish to hide, for lots of creatures to inhabit that wouldn't be there if it was just sandy seabed. You often see it on structures like oil rig supports, where environmentalists will campaign for those to be removed, and it actually kills more wildlife than it saves. Just in the gloom there, you can just see the nose of the torpedo. There's like a sort of a spreader on the end of it, yeah, it's I presume either live, or whether that spreader's removed to make it live, I'm not quite sure. But I can't see how anyone could defuse it whilst it's still in the tube. This is the back end of the tube, where obviously there would have been a mechanism there and a door. You can just about see all of that. Here we are, time to go up. So we're now all on deco, back on the trapeze. Probably spent about an hour or an hour and a half here. And there we are, lovely flat sea, and Kevin's come to collect us. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel. It's Mike Smith Scuba on YouTube. You should find it pretty easily from that. Thanks for watching.